Good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the 12 Whiskey Carpentry and Masonry Specialist course, Class 2430.
Strike hard, strike fast.
I'm Drill Sergeant Smart, the Senior Drill Sergeant for Charlie Company 169th Engineer Battalion, and your narrator for today's ceremony. The official party for today's ceremony consists of Captain John Montgomery, Sergeant First Class Mark Landeros, your instructor, Sergeant First Class Marco Soto, and Second Platoon's Drill Sergeant David Sanchez. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. The Corps of Engineer crest made its debut in June of 1986 when the Corps became part of the Army's regimental system. The crest represents all facets of the engineer mission. It includes the familiar castle, the colors of scarlet and white, and the word Essayons. The medieval castle symbolizes fortification and architecture. The scarlet background represents the ties between the Corps of Artillery and Engineers. White, the original color of the infantry during the Revolutionary War, represents the engineers' close ties with infantry and the engineers' second mission, to fight as infantry. Essayons, the Corps motto, translates to let us try. Engineers are known for their ingenuity, resourcefulness on and off the battlefield. As a soldier in the Engineer Corps, you are challenged to remember the history of your Corps and strive to uphold over 200 years of tradition and honor. These soldiers have been trained by the most professional and dedicated non-commissioned officers the Army has to offer, the drill sergeants of Charlie Company 169th Engineer Battalion. A drill sergeant is a symbol of excellence, an expert, and most importantly, the epitome of the Army as a profession. Wherever a drill sergeant goes, more is expected. Leading your soldiers today is Second Platoon Drill Sergeant David Sanchez. We will now recognize the graduating class and their accomplishments during advanced individual training. Today, these soldiers will first receive a certificate of completion for the Carpentry and Masonry Specialist course and will be awarded the MOS of 12 Whiskey. This course is 7 weeks long with both classroom instruction and hands-on training. Soldiers are trained on construction mathematics, construction drawing and specifications, woodworking, tools and their uses, forming and reinforcing, concrete, masonry, floor framing, wall framing, stair construction, exterior finish, doors and window installation, roof framing, and composition shingles. By the end of the course, the soldiers have constructed a 100 square foot building. After receiving their certificates, each soldier will have their newly earned branch insignia and engineer castle pinned on their collar. Next, engineer regimental crest will be pinned on their chest. Both of these devices proudly display that they are now part of the Engineer Corps. Please hold your applause until the end. Graduates to be recognized are as follows.
On your feet. Right, face.
Private First Class Carla Moreo will be receiving the Distinguished Honor Graduate Certificate for having a 96.31 GPA. Specialist Amalekin Adiamo will be receiving the Honor Graduate Certificate for having a 95.47 GPA. Specialist Victor Pena will be receiving the Student First Sergeant certificate. Only soldiers displaying leadership, maturity, and responsibility are selected to be the Student First Sergeant. The Student First Sergeant is the overseer of all students when cadre are not present. Private First Class Eva Heron will be receiving the Guidon Bearer certificate. When the commander is in service, his or her guidon is displayed for everyone to see. When the commander leaves for the day, the guidon is taken down. It is an honor to be the guidon carrier for a unit. He or she stands in front of the unit alongside the commander and is a rallying point for troops to fall in formation when the order is given. Private First Class Jada Falou will be receiving the Class Leader Certificate, which is selected by the instructor of the class to represent the leadership in the absence of cadre. Private Henry Garcia will be receiving the Sapper Spirit Award for his esprit de corps, motivation, and dedication to the engineer mission. He will receive an engineer regimental coin, a subscription to the Army Engineer magazine, and a 1-year membership to the Army Engineer Association. Private Nasir Cannon. Private First Class Jose Carranza. Private Christian Gray. Private Roosevelt Holmes. Private Cristo Rojas. Specialist Seth Saki. Private Dejon Simpkins. Private Randy Sprawl.
Wait, peace.
Please join me in a round of applause and welcoming our newest members to the Engineer Regiment.
Take seats.
The guest speaker, Sergeant First Class Soto, will address the class at this time.
All right, guys. Hey, congratulations, class. 2430. You are now Army engineers. You have completed this 7-week rigorous course. You took the challenge head on, having completed the task that most of you have never done prior to coming here. It was long hours of learning, studying, and for some of you looking lost. Okay. I know it was not easy, but you are now ready to take the next step in your career. I would like for you to take your accomplishments during this course and use them as starting points for further achievements. All right, 14 years ago, I stood in your shoes and never imagined I would be training the next generation of engineers. And who knows, one day you may be the next instructor, first sergeant, or commander of this company. You will be surprised at what you can accomplish if you set your mind to it. Through my career, I have been in tough situations and tasked with construction projects in which I was not comfortable. I quickly learned that you cannot be afraid to ask for help and guidance from others. By seeking assistance from battle buddies, mentors, I have been able to complete tasks I never thought possible. One of them being the construction of a trench system the size of a football field, which is the biggest project of the 84th Engineer Battalion has ever completed. You will also be in situations where you think you are not ready. Remember that you will continue to learn through your career. The only way that you can become proficient in this field is by experience. So the more projects you can get involved in, the better. You will become a better carpenter and as a leader. This is how I've been able to accomplish so much in my career. Keep in mind that you will have to work just as hard as you have in these past 7 weeks. I want to ask for you to continue to work on yourself, not just mentally, but physically too. We as soldiers must be able to adapt to every environment and always be ready. You are soldiers 24/7 and are expected to perform at any time. For the parents and families in the audience, I know that you are proud. I also know that your soldiers will attempt to explain the enormous impact the last few months have been on their lives. Listen to them, their enthusiasm, their pride, and know that while they have changed, the full transformation has just begun. Well, it has been my great honor to be your instructor. You are the future of tomorrow. Now go out there and do amazing things. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Soto. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the Engineer and Army song.
In the castle on my collar, I've got my training 14. You can call me an engineer soldier. The Holy Spirit has been my dream. Essays, whether war or peace, we will bear our red and our white. Essays, to serve America and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Essays, essays. March along, sing our song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Down on the kid is starting strong. For where we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Have a great day. Welcome to the regiment.
SAS!